It's so strange. That's the freak Ethan Stan who was sending unsolicited DMs to Taylor Lorenz to argue with her about Ethan and then leak those DMs. I don't understand it. I don't understand who this is for. I guess it's for an audience that is like, that has this incredibly narrow framework that only cares about. But Giuliani mentioned you on Kimmel's 6-minute mark. Giuliani? Rudy Giuliani? What? Rudolph Giuliani knows who I am? Are you f***ing joking? America's mayor, Rudolph Giuliani? That's weird.
2.8 million followers on Twitter.
Best of America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who's been cast out of the Trump inner circle and is doing his best to entertain tens, if not dozens of people live.
Sandpiper has how many people? 2.8 million followers on Twitter or Twitch. Twitch is different than Twitter, right? Right. What the hell is Twitch? Is that another Chinese it's operation?
I don't believe so. It's for gamers.
So he
we're on Twitch.
We are? Well, let's get off.
I mean, hold on. Excuse me. I have a question. Mr. Giuliani, what is it that you're wearing? I mean, he is dressed like there was a fire in his apartment. He had to get out fast. It's a red T-shirt under a Western-style tweed and suede sport coat. Top.
Ethan Klein has found another ally. Another ally from the most likely places that he is securing allegiances from has entered the fold. Wait, we have to find that stream. We need to see what else he said about you. I assume he's talking about how I'm like anti-Semitic or something. That's the difference between you and your legion of haters. You will call balls and strikes. Yeah. Incredible stuff. Also, both me and Rudolph Giuliani are 9/11 guys in very different ways. So we already were in the same 9/11 cinematic universe.
Topped off with a red checkered pocket square. It's Full Mental Jacket. It's like Ronald McDonald scored a guest spot on Bonanza.
I actually like the jacket, low key. The red doesn't work though. I mean, but the jacket itself is not that bad.
All I can assume is that his caregiver hates him. The good news for Rudy is he probably won't have to worry about any more of those pesky investigations.
Wow. I don't think Rudolph cares about anti-Semitism after famously saying Jewish men have small c***s because they can't use them after they get married. Yeah. Or my favorite, Rudy Giuliani did my favorite type of anti-Semitism because it was one that I had never heard before. And I don't think anyone will ever say it before or after this sentence was uttered. Remember when he said, oh, Moses parted the Red Sea? Who cares? So many other people have done that. I have never heard anyone say that before. That is a completely new and unique thing that Rudolph Giuliani came up with. It was amazing. It comes with the recognition that Moses actually parted the Red Sea, like literally, okay? Taking that literally, and then simultaneously claiming that it has happened many times over and that it is not a big deal. You have to have the best mind to be able to say something like that. It is one of the funniest things. Oh my God. Get over Passover. It was 3,000 years ago. Ex-New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani tells Jews. Giuliani is accused in the complaint of disparaging Jewish men's penis sizes and commenting about the freaking Arabs and Jews. But of course, he's a massive supporter of Israel. So obviously nobody cares about this kind of thing. Oh, it's so funny. Dude, get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago. The Red Sea parted. Big deal. It's not the first time that happened. I'm sorry. When has that ever happened? Like that's never, what are you saying? I love that. I love that because it implies that Moses did literally part the Red Sea, okay? But also, it is a frequent occurrence. It's a frequent occurrence and not a big deal. Come on, man. He's like, it happens once a year, guys. Calm down. Big whoop. Oh, anyway. But now he's probably talking about how unimaginably anti-Semitic I am or something.
Hasan Piker. Do you know who Hasan Piker is, Ted?
Yeah, get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago. The Red Sea parted. Big deal. It's not the first time that it has happened. What does he know? Hashtag open the vaults. He knows something. He was there.
Hasan Piker
I do not.
has Sam Piker has how many people? 2.8 million followers on Twitter or Twitch. Twitch is different than Twitter, right?
Right.
What the hell is Twitch? Is that another Chinese
it's
operation?
I don't believe so. It's for gamers primarily.
So
we're on Twitch.
We are. Well, let's get off. This guy. Well, no, actually, no. I'm wrong. I really want to make a different point here. This guy immediately went on right after the two young people were killed, and he said that it was a false flag operation.
That's not what I've
Meaning
never said that. Okay, to be fair to Rudolph Giuliani, he is 700 years old, so I can't even fault him for being duped by the dumbest kind of propaganda. That's great though. I love people who are just completely devoid of a brain. You know, Jake Tapper, Rudolph Giuliani, New York Post writers, people who write for Fox News. You know, all of these guys were like, yeah, he's definitely said it was a false flag. I never did. I said the exact opposite. I never said it was a false flag. I don't believe it is a fucking false flag. It is it's one of the strangest ways of criticizing my commentary. You could be like, oh, he likes that this happened or something. You know what I mean? You can lie about that. Why the are you lying about the dumbest thing?
Israelis really these kids. This is Hasan Piker, and he was taken off Twitch. But then he was reinstated in 24 hours, and now he's gloating. I lived, he said. Now
he's looking at my Twitter post. Them pushing this button so hard makes me think it's a false flag, though. I didn't before. No, this is an act of desperation from people who really, really want to like maintain some kind of like Israel is still good, guys. But as I've said before, it is very difficult for Israel, even post October 7. It has always been very difficult for Israel to bring forward like cool people that will defend Israel on the timeline. And that was when people's like feelings towards Israel and Israel being a victim was at its highest level. And the only people that were like, you know, joining in on the fun and immediately running with like, we must kill all of the Arab population. We must cleanse the lands of all the Palestinians, which is not a real nationality. It was like the Amy Schumers of the world and the Michael Rappaports, right? Like it was never like someone who is a super famous individual or someone who has like a lot of like they couldn't get an actor, like a top billing actor or director or someone like that to come out and aggressively defend Israel. And that was when Israel had the most amount of I guess, positive media coverage coming out. Since then, it's over, right? Like 19 months of died, ain't nobody's coming out to defend Israel at this point. So the last remaining people who will defend Israel at this stage are the likes of Rudolph Giuliani, you know, a couple New York Post writers, the Free Press, Barry Weiss. That's it. They're cooked. So not exactly a good time to be a defender of Israel. I guess the only guy they can get is like, the only guy that has like somewhat of a platform is Ethan Klein, ironically enough. And even his perspective is so carefully crafted where like most people who are pro-Israel don't even want to entertain what he's saying or promote him because he keeps saying in an effort to defend his position that Israel might be doing a genocide. And that's a bridge too far for everyone that wants to defend Israel. So even though he attacks all of Israel's, all of the people who are critical of Israel, he still takes this like both sides position, even though he hyper focuses on the Palestinian side. He still says like, yeah, you know, I don't really like settlers. They're valid military targets. It's a genocide when my wife is not around. It's just a war when she is around. Because of that position, like even the Hen Mazigs of the world can't necessarily like actively defend him with regular frequency. So that's it. That's the best you're going to get out of people. Just like someone who has been on an extended crash out for the last 19 months. And Rudolph Giuliani and I guess John Fetterman, whose brain literally leaked out of his ear. Did you ever think in your life that Rudy Giuliani would be talking shit about you on a live stream? Yes. Oh, this is Seth Rogen. I mean, this is a very famous conversation back and forth between Seth Rogen and Mark Maron about like Israel. It's
Jewish person in America.
It's awesome.
Probably here because someone tried to kill their grandparents not that long ago, and we should be in Eastern Europe, somewhere that was not a part of the Christian apocalyptic.
I mean, this is also way before October 7th. This is like years ago. Seth Rogen talking about like how he realized that maybe it's not. Hold on.
Prophecy is also probably a good idea. It's like maybe settle somewhere that the Christians don't think you all have to die in order for the
and then they want us all to go there. They need a certain number.
They
of
need
Jews.
us to go there so we can die. So the apocalypse.
But Christians they need us for their ridiculous vision, and
exactly.
they're not
like our ridiculous visions are temporarily parallel.
Would you ever go live in Israel?
No, it would be. To me, it just seems very like an antiquated thought process. Like if it is for religious reasons, I don't agree with it because I think religion is silly. If it is for truly the preservation of Jewish people, it makes no sense because, again, you don't keep something you're trying to preserve all in one place, especially when that place has proven to be
volatile,
pretty volatile. And I also think that as a Jewish person, like I was fed a huge amount of lies about Israel my entire life. You know, they never tell you that. Oh, by the way, there were people there. They make it seem like it was just like they're sitting there. It was like the fucking doors open.
Hours for the taking.
Like it literally. They forget to include the fact to every young Jewish person, basically, like, oh, by the way, there were people there.
Well, they just want to make sure that you are frightened of your own survival to the point where when you get old enough, you will make sure that that money goes to Israel and that trees are planted and that you always speak highly of Israel and Israel must survive no matter what.
I think like for Jewish people, especially who are who view themselves as progressive and who view themselves as analytical and who view themselves as people who ask a lot of questions and really challenge the status quo, like, what are we doing?
Well, there's a thing. I mean, I get frightened to talk about it. I
know.
You have to log in the Fossabot. The commands are broken. Do I? Oh, because of the ban. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. This is, yes, please log in. Hold on. I will. 1 second, chat. Jesus Christ. All of you are, I mean, it's Seth Rogen is the man. He's awesome. He's amazing. He's always had incredible takes on this. All right, I logged in. It should work now. But the reason why I brought that up is because there is a guy. Wait, what is this? What does my tweet have to do with Hasan? This dude's got his dick so far down his throat. What is happening? After a lot of thought and research, I've terminated my contract with Gamer Subs. I don't want to move forward with companies that are partnered with Ethan Klein. I know it's difficult these days to find brands that don't have problematic entanglements, but it is what it is. This woman is a Twitch streamer. Ma'am, may I suggest starting with Amazon? They're at the top of the BDS list, but that might have actually required you to sacrifice something. Never mind. I heard Hasan is actually considering going to Gaza. Let me just virtual signal about Ethan Klein. The biggest threat to Palestinian liberation and the easiest way to farm cloud online. We honor your bravery. Praying for your daddy that Hasan noticed this. You can share an ice cold Dr. Pepper together, owned by Zionists, on BDS list, drank daily by Hasan. What? Yeah, that's it. You could take that. Yeah. And then she says, what does my tweet have to do with Hasan? This dude's got his dick so far down his throat that any kind of negative feedback has to be linked to Hasan. Bro, why does no one... Dr. Pepper, yeah, first of all, number one, let me explain something, okay? Dr. Pepper is not on the BDS list. I use the Palestinian National Committee BDS list, okay? That's number one. Dr. Pepper is not on that list. Number two, Amazon is on that list, but Amazon is not on that list for Twitch, and it's not on that list for a permanent fucking blockade of Amazon and all Amazon-related products, because Palestinian National Committee understands that half of the websites that we are on and that we use AWS as its backend, okay? And therefore, blockading all Amazon products would be virtually impossible. This is precisely the reason. No problem. This is precisely the reason why. This is precisely the reason why the BDS list in and of itself is very limited and very targeted. Okay? Amazon is only a pressure target and not a consumer boycott priority target. Ethan lied about both of those things. Exactly. Which is so crazy. I think Cloudflare owner is also a proud Israel supporter, but similarly, how are you going to boycott Cloudflare? Exactly. Now, having said that, okay? Yeah, it's like boycotting the US by not driving roads. Having said that, and this is a conversation we've had a million times over, Syra did not mention any of those things. She didn't mention any of those. I didn't even see this. I didn't even know that she had made this decision. So what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what is happening here? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, people make up their own minds about this stuff. What? Smaller streamers giving out sponsorships, the virtue signal for Palestine. Meanwhile, Hasan showed up chugging BDS sodies on stream. I don't know why. Especially because, like, these guys don't support BDS at all. And not only do they not support boycott, divestments, and sanctions from the state of Israel, but they also simultaneously don't even support the cause of Palestinian emancipation. It's always a motherfucker who doesn't support your cause telling you how you should support your cause differently. It's so strange. That's the freak Ethan Stan who was sending unsolicited DMs to Taylor Lorenz to argue with her about Ethan and then leak those DMs. I don't understand it. I don't understand who this is for. I guess it's for an audience that is like, that has this incredibly narrow framework that only cares about like pro-Palestine or anti-Israel from an incredibly narrow framework that revolves around like a content creator's personal ambitions and personal grievances. I guess that's what it is. Like, it just, I understand why one man can, I guess, like fall down this pipeline and become this manic, right? I don't understand how an entire audience of people will also fucking go along with
and
it.
At this point, if Ethan Klein crashes out on a creator, you gotta follow that creator because they
holy shit, 104,000 likes. Oh my god. Okay, it makes me happy to see that like in a very, very specific part of the internet, this kind of has a lot of motion. YouTube, the slop tuber stuff, the commentary community. But outside of that hyper niche part of the internet, everyone looks at this and is like, this is insane. This is the most insane thing I've ever fucking seen. Oh my God. Great.
They're pretty good. Like, I didn't know who Vanilla really was until this past week when Ethan started going off on her. She's like the funniest person on the internet right now. What the fuck? I swear, Ethan Klein's crash out is like the closest we'll ever get to seeing what J. Jonah Jameson's hate for Spider-Man would be like in real life. Like, I don't think he's realized that he's now like in lolcow territory for people. I feel like his community just keeps feeding him Hasan content so that he keeps crashing out because it's funny to them. I mean, it's funny to all of us, let's be honest. He's just such a gross little like narcissistic troll, bro. I don't know why I ever watched him because like the signs were always there. I guess I was just a stupid teenager. Look, I'm a content creator with kids and I make less content than Ethan does. So I just gotta ask, when are you spending time with your kids when you are making all of these Instagram stories, bro? You probably say some shit like, shut up, daddy's working. Daddy's working. Oh my God, those kids are gonna be so messed up by Hila and Ethan. Can you imagine being a teenager arguing with Ethan as your dad? Fuck that, dude.
Good to see that there is some semblance of normalcy out there. Even SlopTube are now tired of Ethan. What is this? Chud is officially breaking the Ethan Hasan shackles. I mean, this guy's like not exactly a great dude himself either, isn't he? I mean, I'm not too familiar. I feel like a lot of these guys basically merge into one unit for me. Yeah. But I guess like it's kind of like how Piers Morgan saw the writing on the wall and jumped ship. Piers Morgan saw the writing on the wall and jumped ship and is now saying like Israel is doing a genocide. I suspect that in a similar way, like maybe some of these like centrist or you know, center right commentary accounts are also recognizing that there is a lot of outside pressure when you like leave the limited confines of like the slop tuber ecosystem. All of a sudden, most normal people's attitude here is not on the side of the guy who has been on an extended crash out with the backdrop of a fucking baby murder live streamed Holocaust happening. This has 1 million likes now. What is this?
You know who hit me up today on Instagram?
Oh, I saw
Teddy
this one.
Fresh.
Yeah,
They
this is
said,
the one that like this is when I was like, oh, thank God, there's like normal people out there. Holy
you know who hit
shit!
me up today on
Like she didn't even say anything. She just said she doesn't like Teddy Fresh, and then Ethan Klein fucking called her
Teddy Fresh.
anti-Semitic, dude. It's anti-Semitic to not like Teddy Fresh.
They said, hey, we'd love to say, how about, do I need like media training now that I'm like, have more people in here? How about, oh brother, this guy stinks. Out of your freaking mind? The clip of you talking about Teddy Fresh is going viral on Reddit. H3 fans are gonna come after you. Oh, fuck. The millennial who only wear color block pastel, they're gonna come for me? Fuck. Please, even if Ethan wasn't a raging frigging lunatic, I still would never wear fucking Teddy Fresh. Just so butt-ass ugly.
It's pretty funny to be on the inside of this drama and then see peeks into other insular internet dramas and be like, who are these people? Because that's how others must feel about this. Oh, like this one. Yeah. This thing cheated on Liz. Ladies, you are never the problem. I feel insane. Like, am I supposed to know who any of these people are? I'm willing to bet a lot more people know who the fuck me and Ethan are, though. Than like, I think. Are they TikTokers? I don't know who these people are. Like, because like, especially because of Ethan, not even because of me. But because of Ethan, because he's like so he's been such a fucking presence on the internet for so many years. I was going back and forth with a guy on Twitter, checked your name under his search bar, and it was a lot. Asked bro if he was okay, told him that it was a lot to focus on, and he hasn't tweeted about you since. Yeah. It's just like, it's just strange. It's strange. It's strange stuff. And every single step of the way, he could have just like pulled out and been like, yo, my bad. I'm taking a step back. My bad. But because his subreddit is his lifeline and it is completely captured by people who operate lolcows with regular frequency, they are basically puppeteering him to dance to whatever tune they want to, and they do not have any real care or consideration for his mental state. And it's ironic because many people who used to be friends of Ethan Klein do actually have an understanding of his mental state and have tried to both privately and publicly stop him from continuing down this pipeline. And he is just, he's lost it. He's like, nope, quintupling down, baby.